That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. Are you kidding me? It's perfect. I am so happy. Hello. I wasn't actually going to film this because I was pretty confident this is not going to work out. But fuck it, let's give it a go anyway. I'm trying to make a Roman blind for the office because I want to make my corner office feel like 60s ice cream parlor. And do you get that vibe from this material? Isn't she beautiful? And I even have a mug that fits perfectly. Hey Leo. Hi. So let's see how this goes. It will either work. Well, I hope that it'll either work or be comedy. So when I was doing the curtains for the bedroom, I was like, okay, how do I get a nice straight cut? And I cut along the factory, along the where the been quilted. I don't know. I'm hoping that if I carefully pin them all together where the lines meet up, the lines are printed straight, I hope, or straight enough that then I can cut, I can measure and then cut straight along there. I actually have already made a Roman blind for the small window in the office, but it's not turned out very well. I tried to make it with magnets inside and that was not success. Now the window is 1580, but I'm going to try and get a fold over seam. So I'm going to measure this to 1560. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Hold on, I gotta go remeasure. Whew. This is already very stressful, everybody. To get 1602, I need to go 810. What is happening here? Excuse me. Yeah. I could not think of an alternative. Cinnamon. Honestly, I could not think of an alternative. Sir. I swear that sewing must be able to smell my fear because things just go wrong. Never show fear, never show weakness. All right, I think this is gonna work. I'm really hoping this works. That's all cut. I'm just gonna go take this and dry fit it against the window, because if I've cut it too short, I can't fix it. If I've cut it too long, I can fix it. But if I've cut it too short and I can't fix it, at least I know to stop working on this and not waste any more time. Let's go buy some ready hang curtains. Okay, so it does fit, but a slight problem is that this is how we're going to be hanging them. But the small window is this way. So we're just going to lean into it being weird and different on purpose because I can't change that now. So we had this cut at 1602, which means to get the blackout back on that, I need to go 1 centimetre, the width of the window, which is 1580, plus 1 centimetre of seam allowance, so 1600, 1580. Is that right? Yeah, 1600. Should I pass on that? Should I do myself a kindness? Maths has never been my strong suit, and it upsets me that so much of crafting requires maths because I freaking hate it because I'm bad at it. They're gonna end up together, so let's pin that. All right, let me put you on a time lapse for this because I think this might take a while and there might be profanity. Now we sew. Checking the bobbin, checking for bobbin. I think we'll make it through the end. I'm the bobbin now. I don't want to tempt fate by saying that I think this is going pretty well, given our previous sewing experiences and the last time I said I think something was going well when I was doing the tiling, and that turned into an absolute nightmare for a moment. I did decide when I was pinning to not try and sew close to the sun. So instead of trying to do like the wraparound sides, I've just gone with the basic seams. Maybe on another future project we can try and do this wraparound seam thing. I've seen other people do it, but the thing is that like when people who are good at a thing do a thing, they can make it look so easy. And I need to know where my limits are. At least when I'm starting out. Get the basics and then try and build from there. Okay, finished all of that sewing. And hello. And I didn't even need to rebobbin, which was very exciting. It got close, but no cigar. The moment of truth. I was standing on them for days. Okay, pray for me. This actually feels more like a circus tent than an ice cream stand. Let's hope that changes. I mean, it's the right shape. It's the right shape. Oh my God. Did this work? Yeah, okay, so I want to put the piece of wood in the top of the header so that I can hang it and then hem it from the bottom, because my measuring on the small window was not very good and it is actually just slightly too long, so it kind of bunches. So I want this to like nice and skim at the bottom. Should I eat and have another coffee before I do that? I think that might be best. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna go have breakfast, have coffee, have a shower, brush my... I'm gonna become a human for the day before I continue trying to do difficult stuff, and we'll have to iron this as well. I feel much more human now. I ironed, you don't need to see that, everybody knows what ironing looks like. And now I'm gonna cut down a piece of wood to go in the header, because we're gonna do like cup hooks from the ceiling and then screws on the ends of this wood so they can like slip in. So we're gonna cut this at 1560. It certainly helps me to talk my way through these things. Oh, can you look at how nicely sharpened that pencil is? I'm going to try and like machine sew a pocket. So cue the hyperlapse of pinning, sewing, and then I'll see you back when we're ready to insert the wood into the pink sleeve. You gotta make your own fun, hey? This line, this stitch, actually beautiful. I'm very happy with that. But I think when I come back from holidays, I might put a trim piece there, like some baubles or something. But what are you doing? She's just been crazy all day today. Brr, brr, brr. Oh, she's tight. Oh, she's too tight. Cool. Can you... I want to add another piece, but a quarter round, somewhere in the middle, but above where the handle is to open the windows, so that it can shade up to there. Oh, we'll put the hardware on and we'll do a hang test, and then I can mark where I want the quarter round to go. Why are you being so weird? Why are you being so weird? Are you okay? Is it because you've seen so many birds today? Hey. Now, I've just got 2 regular wood screws. One of the benefits of having been doing a renovation is that there is always some random hardware available. So I'm just going to screw them into the ends of this wood. So again, we also just had these hanging around. I don't know if I said that I also just happened to have the wood header hanging around, and that's because it was the size for, I think it was the internal reveals, all of our windows. Okay, let's do something about this. So I've got the wooden bit kind of recessed in there. So I'm trying to like create, like press it in a little bit. So it sits in there, and then get this going and screw in manually. So it's not so soft that it just goes in easy, but it's also not so hard that it can't be done. So just pushing down really hard here. And I'm gonna try, I've left a little overhang so that it sits behind, and hopefully we can get the cup hook perfectly flush to the edge of the material. I'll see if I can kind of try to show you while I'm doing this. So I'm like measuring lightly against the edge to make sure that there's enough space between this reveal and the edge of the hook to be able to twist it. And then, so I go in with this hard up and kind of just look back at the other one to check the forward and back distance. And I think it's about there. So I push in hard and then just try to twist with upward pressure the whole time. If you had power tools to do a pilot hole, this would be much easier. But let's see if this sits. We might have to do some adjustments. So scoot behind. Okay, immediately need to do some adjustments. No. Oh my gosh. Is anybody, oh my god, listening? Oh, the tiny bit more. Of course, I dropped the fucking thing. Remember when I said this was going so well? Okay, well, this is like 5th attempt. There. Yes, come on. Oh, maybe not. Are you gonna, yeah? Well, why not? Oh, is the wood too long? Yes. No. Back. Okay, let's go cut it down. I'll be right back. Oh my god. That looks so cute. That looks so cute. Okay, so we need to measure where the handle is so that we can put the next dowel in, and then we'll be able to come back and measure the bottom, cutter, hem it. Can I make a pocket? Is that too much? I don't have any dowel. I've got a tiling strip. But if I use a tiling strip, then I have to commit to it today. I'm just going to do a pocket for the bottom here, and then we'll reinforce this with trim that matches up here. That's going to have to do another project because I have to go to Spotlight to choose that, and we don't really have time. Okay, so off camera, I went through and pinned the whole seam. I've also got the whole pocket for the bottom. I also did a little roll so I can get that seam in. Despite my best efforts searching, and much to my chagrin, I could not find a sewing machine colour that would be suitable to sew on this red. So I do have a cross stitch thread, which is an appropriate colour. So I'm going to have to go through and do a little hand stitch for 160 centimetres. Wish me luck. Last stitch. I know that the person who sees the silver lining is always the most annoying person in the room. And since I'm the only person in the room anyway, I'm going to tell you about the silver lining. I was at first annoyed that I was going to have to hand sew this whole pocket. And look, I still wish there was another way. But unfortunately, I think it's going to become a better outcome, better solution, because I was then able to have no stitches on the front because I connected the folded over pocket with the hem only to the block out fabric on the back. So we ended up with a really nice base, and because it took me so long, I was thinking about how to resolve what I was going to put in here, and I started with sewing quite close to like the bottom, thinking, okay, well, it'll be the smallest hem possible. But then I remember that we have some trim material left over from doing the eaves. The eaves aren't even finished yet, and because that's me, I've left it. I'm supposed to finish it and I just can't get myself to do it because it's a horrible job. Anyway, we've got some trim left from the eaves that I think will fit in this pocket because it's ended up being pretty good, maybe like 3.5 centimeters, and I think the trim piece is 2.5. So I'm going to unstitch this, which won't take very long. I'm going to go downstairs and find a trim piece, and I'll put the saw away. I'll cut the trim piece and put it in here, and then the next clip you'll see will hopefully be the finished thing being hung up. If that isn't a win, I don't know what is. Think it'll look even better at night? And as a little interim measure, I've put just cup hooks here and here, just above the line of the switches. And I just rolled it up, I guess like a roller blind, and then sat the ends on each cup hook. It actually works really well. Like, it's such a simple solution. And it's not great, it's not going to be there for the whole time, but good. That was so fun. And I think we only had like really 2 problems. Considering how long that took and that I only spent $160 on all of those materials and got to use some stuff from around the house, left over from the renovation, and I was going to spend, or would have had to spend, about $500-600 on proper room and blind made from Etsy, but they would have taken 6 weeks, which is primarily the reason that I tried to do this by myself. I'm very happy with this outcome. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We'll see you soon. Wait, no, 16 plus a seam allowance, just to set us up for success. I kind of can't believe this is still working out. Ugly doggly backity again. Is it the deal that animals see in like a different light spectrum? Oh, I've just noticed it's not level.